Hello everyone, my name is Sunil Yadav. Last lecture we covered what is scope in Rust programming language. In this lecture, I am going to cover what is modules, what is scalar data types, and what is the control flow, and what is the compound types. So all those things I am going to cover in this lecture. So let's get started how we can use modules in Rust. So let's create one project. Okay, so I'm going to create one project, new project. It's a binary application, so I'm selecting here is the project template is the binary. Okay, so say next. I'm going to say modules, and let's finish it. Now it's trying to create all the dependencies of what's needed. So it's trying to import everything and indexing it. Now once it's done, we are able to run the hello world. So it's done. Now if you see if things are working or not, we can say it's working, and we have a cargo.yml file. Here we can see project name is modules and version 0.1.0 and all your details, right, as per your IntelliJ IDEA configuration. And this is dependency section, right? We can add dependency here. So here we have main.rs file. Basically in this we have a binary file. Suppose I want to create some library, then we need to create the lib.rs file here. So let me create the rest file lib, right? So it's going to create lib.rs, okay, here. And if we want to write some library function, then we can add here the code actually. So let's try to print something like fn hello, okay, hello, and just try to print something here like println hello, right? And if we want to use this in our main class, right, because this is my library, right, if we wanted to import this library into my main.rs, so how we can do that is, so that's why I'm going to do that. So this is my library, and here my main.rs is I'm going to put here. So if we want to use this method, so generally how we can use, just we say hello, actually modules name, I'm going to say module, okay, so module modules by project module whatever we have here, and I'm going to say this is scope operator, and we can say what is the method name here in lib is hello, right? So we can call here is hello. Okay, so let's try to do that. We can see, right, is saying hello is private, right? We are not able to access. How we can use the method is in library.rs is whatever method we have defined here is hello. We need to call through the our modules, modules name is here is my project name, so we need to call through the project name basically. So here is my module project scope colon the method we wanted to call from the library. So here is my hello library. So we are not able to import here because by default is private. So if we want to access, we need to make a public. So how we can do the public? Here we are saying pub, right? So the pub means this method is now public and accessible through like any other method they can access it actually in binary method. Hello binary, okay. So now we can see if try to run it. Now we are able to print hello, right, through the library method. Like here I'm saying public hello, right? So this way we can call it and directly use it. So what is the better way we can do this one? So suppose this is my library lib.rs, I am calling through the package name, and here is doing all those things. But how we can directly call it? So if you see, right, syntax add import, right, for modules colon colon. So if you want to use like import, then we can say use in place of import in Rust. Basically I'm saying use modules colon colon hello. Now we are directly able to access this method. So it's going to be like through the like this way, right, modules and the scope operator colon hello, we are able to as method access the hello library method, right? So this way, right, other libraries also written in Rust. So generally if we want to access any other library, Google it, suppose we wanted to know our hash map, right? We want to use the hash map. So how we can use it? So if you google it, so if you see like all the standard library, how they have written right here is std colon colon scope operator colon colon hash map, right? So this way we can find out the library. So suppose I want to use hash map, this module, to we need to import like this way, and we can now create the hash map object and now insert and store all this operation. We can do that through the hash map. Okay, so this is the module basically, how we can use it. So I wanted to explain to you. And suppose I wanted to add one library. So suppose another library I wanted to use. So we need to go to like package dependency here in this like package like rust community character registry. So this is the registry. Basically you will get all these libraries. Basically is already whoever written all you. Suppose we wanted to find out the library random, so the random generator and other random functionality, if we are going to use this one. So if we want to use this library, we need to go to this dependency module cargo.tml, and here we can add this dependency. Right, so let's say command v, right? Now this dependency is going to be download from the cargo, and if you refresh it, then this dependency is going to download from the carriers.io. You can see here trying to find out the library and download from the internet. Okay, let's talk about scalar type. So scalar type basically we can say is data types. So data types basically are like if we wanted to store our information, so what data format we want to store, number or string or boolean, right? So those things we are talking about. So scalar types represent a single value. Rust has 4 primary scalar type: integer, floating points, numbers, booleans, and characters, right? So these scalar type we have. Now we can see it's trying to download, right? So it's trying to download all the package, and now once this is downloaded completed, then this package is available for us. Now we can use this library in our binary or library function modules. Okay, so scalar type like what data type we can use in Rust. So we have only 4 types: integer, floating points, number, boolean, and character. So integer types basically, if you see the length and sign, unsigned, so we have all these here which are 8 bits, 16 bit, 32 bit, and if you see the last is architecture actually. So this one is the key thing actually. So architecture basically, if we can see here definition, right, depend upon your operating system, that data size is going to vary. So additionally I size and U size types depend upon the kind of computer program is running, like 64 bits if you are using 64 bit architecture, and 32 bits if you are using 32 bit architecture. So depend upon what architecture you are using, that data size is going to vary, right? Similar we have in like numbers, decimal, like integer literals in Rust, right? How we can do that. So those things just wanted to explain to you these things, right? Scalar type. Now if we talk about compound types, so we can see this is the documents, right? I have put it here is. So compound types we are trying to say here is like compound type can group multiple values of the other types into one type basically. So here we can see how we have different type, right? Integer, decimal, and number, right? Rust has 2 primitive compound type, tuples and array. So in tuples of array we can put different data types and group together actually. So a tuple is a general way of grouping together some numbers of other values with variety of types into one compound type. So we create tuples by writing a comma separated list of values inside parentheses, right? And each position which tuple has a type. Okay, so suppose if you wanted to use this one, right? So let's copy this one. So we can say command C and copy here and try to run under here is main, right? Okay, so here we are. So we can see here, right, if we wanted to access x or y right here, so we can access it. So let's run it. So we can say it's printing like a y position, right, is 6.4, right? So it's printing and it's working fine. So we can access tuples information, like once we declare here the right hand side, and we can say this is the like variable is tuple, and we can get access individual value through the position, right, x y z, if we can destructure it. So this is compound, actually how we can use compound. Let's talk about control flow. So control flow, like might be if is like if else, how we can use in if expression in Rust. So generally if we are using like if else, then we don't need to unnecessarily provide the parenthesis like the way we have in Java. So suppose let me copy paste this example and try to run here. Command V. So we can see it's working, right? We don't need to put the this bracket unnecessary small bracket. Here we're saying predict expression unnecessary parenthesis, so we can remove here, not required, right? So if we run it, is going to be print, right? So we can say here is conditional is coming, not true, right? Conditional was true because is less than 3. So that's it from this lecture, and in next lecture I will talk about more details in the Rust programming language. So thank you so much for your time. Please subscribe my channel and share your feedback. Thank you.